begin with a moral dilemma. You're driving in your car on a stormy night. You pass a bus stop and see there are 3 people waiting for the bus. An old friend who once saved your life, a pregnant woman standing next to him that seems to have gone into labor, and the perfect man or woman you've been dreaming about. Which one would you choose to offer a ride to, knowing there could only be one person in your car? What would you do? This question helps illustrate innovative thinking. The innovative answer would be to give the car keys to your old friend and let him take the woman to the hospital to have her baby, while you stay behind and wait for the bus with the man or woman of your dreams. What is innovation? We can look at it like a problem or stopping point, but let's take a look at problems differently. A problem is the key to innovation, and innovation is the key to productive solutions. Once this concept is understood, the problem shrinks in intimidation. Once we identify a problem, whether it's in life, community, school, or business, we must resolve within ourselves to stick with it until we find an innovative solution. Therefore, the bigger the problem, the more ideas you need to generate. The more ideas you generate, the more solutions you'll have. The more possible solutions you have, the more likely you'll come up with an innovation. What is innovation? Innovation is not just problem solving. It's the ability to introduce a new product, service, or cause to the world around you that will help not only you, but your community, your family, or your employer. Everyone has ideas, but making them come to life? Well, that's innovation. Although many innovators are entrepreneurs, innovation is becoming a job skill employers are looking for from recent college graduates. Today's employers are looking for something more than just proficiency in a given major. They want innovative thinkers. You want a better salary when you graduate from college? Well, you better know how to innovate. Employers indicate that innovative thinking skills outweigh the student's major when considering the hire of a recent college graduate. So whatever it is you want to do, innovate and make it a thing. The value of innovation. Innovation is something created for the first time through the use of the imagination. Ask yourself, who will this innovation help? Myself, community, global, family, or just your job? Channel innovation into your life, wealth, and happiness. Believe in your future. How does an innovative idea come to life? There are 3 important aspects of innovation. Identify the problem, ideate solutions for the problem, and probably the most challenging, implementation of the best idea. Identification plus ideation plus implementation equals innovation. There are some important considerations for successful innovating. Collaborate with others. Consider who this innovation affects besides me. Deliver solutions. Work within the realm of your passion, and always pay attention. There are some important reasons why innovation does not happen. There's the fear of failure, surrounding yourself with naysayers, and not having a good support system. There's the lack of resources and money, or the lack of skill or industry know-how. But the most damaging reason to a prosperous innovation is the innovator gives up. Let me give you an example. Water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. If you have a pot of water on the stove and you heat it to 211 degrees, you still have water. However, if you go the extra 1 degree, the water boils. Don't give up at 211 degrees. The answer is D, all of the above. A solution to a problem that is big or small, brand new, or just a bit different. A way to promote social change, and creating a product or service to which you can make a living as an entrepreneur or increase your value in the workplace. The answer is D, all of the above. Personal passion, identified problem, and identified need. Don't stop innovating. Let's begin our innovation soup with an introduction. The objectives for this section are to describe the innovation model, gain an understanding of general innovation thinking terms, and provide real-world examples of how innovation works around us. The innovation model is a circle because it's a never-ending process. That doesn't mean you'll be stuck in a loop forever. It just means innovation's very nature is continuous improvement. Therefore, innovation soup has 8 steps: problem identification, root cause, pod development, ideation, tweak, input, implement, and measure. Step 1 is problem identification. This can take 2 forms. Either you have an idea for a product or service that needs to be developed and get to an end user, or you have a current problem that's keeping you from a desired state. Step 2 is root cause. The root cause is what motivates your innovation. Step 3 is pod development. During this step, you will start to identify several potential solutions to the identified problem. Step 4 is ideation. In this section, you will design solutions that will help develop your innovation. Step 5 is tweak. Tweak your solutions based on experimentation. Step 6 is input. Test your innovation in your desired market or environment. Step 7, implement. Develop a value for entrance to the market or environment. Step 8, measure. Evaluate your innovation's effectiveness. Here we will look at a case study for Apple Inc. When people think of innovative organizations that employ innovative people, Apple Inc. is usually the first company to come to mind. Apple Inc., formerly Apple Computer Inc., is a multinational corporation that creates consumer electronics. The founders were Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, both referred to as extraordinary innovators. With the introduction of the successful iPod music player in 2001 and the iTunes Music Store in 2003, Apple established itself as a leader in consumer electronics. The company is now also known for its iOS range of smartphones, media players, and tablet computer products. Apple recently released the iPhone 7, which only offers wireless headphones. Although there was backlash to this new technology, Apple is innovating for the future. As of June 30th, 2015, Apple was the largest publicly traded corporation in the world. In Dayton, Ohio, Orville and Wilbur Wright were innovators of change. They were determined to take flight. However, the brothers did not possess the attributes one would think of an innovator. Neither brother had a college education, they did not have much money, and they owned a small bike shop, which they used the profits from to pay for their innovative activities. Additionally, they did not have a scientific lab, and every time they would venture out to test and experiment their most recent hopeful solutions, they would have to bring 5 sets of parts because that's how many times they would probably end up crashing before they were done for the day. Then, on December 17th, 1903, they took flight, and no one except Orville and Wilbur were there to see it. The moral of this story is the Wright brothers had to identify many problems along the way, and although they were met with adversity, they never gave up. So who's the other guy? We've all heard rumbling that the Wright brothers were not the only ones pursuing flight. The most famous in social status was probably Samuel Pierpont Langley. However, would you know who he was in relation to the flying machine? Probably not. Here is his story. As mentioned before, 3 barriers to implementation of an innovator are undercapitalization, lack of support systems, and a lack of education in the particular field. Langley had none of those barriers. He was awarded $50,000 by the War Department to figure out flight. He held a seat at Harvard University and worked at the Smithsonian. He was supported and surrounded with the greatest minds, plus the New York Times documented his every move. But he never produced. It was speculated that he was in it for the fame and fortune, but had little passion for the project. Step 1. Problem identification. The objectives for this section are to describe the first step in the innovation model, how to identify a problem, and to write the problem statement. Before you write the problem statement, think about where you are in the innovation process. Do you have a particular problem that you want to fix? Is there a cause you're passionate about? Are you already involved in some way? Do you have an idea that can help your cause? Do you have an idea for a product that you want to develop into a real thing? Do you already have that thing and want to get it to many people who may need it? Do you have the skills needed to make this a thing? Like if you have a great idea for an app but don't know how to make one? Do you know someone who does? Take a moment to reflect on these things and make sure you know where you are. How do you know what to work on? Refer to your bug report you did earlier in the course. Anything sparking your interest? Keep that page handy and keep a couple of those in mind for the upcoming worksheet. The correct answer is D, all of the above. A willingness to experiment with many possible solutions and ideas, the ability to think deliberately, and they are intrinsically motivated to complete the innovative process. Here are some guidelines to writing your problem statement in your workbook. State your problem, state your desired situation. Focus on one problem, 1 to 2 sentences long, must not contain a solution, must be ambiguous, and devoid of assumptions. Welcome back. Did you identify a problem? If not, rework until you find something that perks your interest. If you identified a problem, nice work. We are ready to start making innovation soup. Now is the time to move on to your root cause. Step 2, root cause. The objectives for this section are to learn how to research, recall experiences, and understand constraints to innovation, and complete the root cause worksheet. Research your idea before you put in a lot of time, energy, and possibly money, just to find out it already exists, or if there's information out there that can help you make your idea a thing. Nothing is more supporting of thorough research than the internet. Here's some research tips. Determine a root problem sentence and conduct an internet search. Choose 4 to 5 synonym sentences to conduct a follow-up internet search. Old-fashioned research. Observation. Go to an environment that can influence your problem and simply observe. Never underestimate the collection power of just observing the things around you. For example, if your problem has something to do with dogs, dog behavior, dog owners, or dog exercise, go to a dog park and observe the interactions. Confluence model. This model is insight and knowledge coming together. Insight, or aha moments, are the combination of your senses, the way you think, your personality, and your environment. Knowledge is your understanding of a particular field. Believe in your ability. Let's review constraints. Every successful innovation has faced constraints, but as with the hurdles that come at you with life, it is what you do with those constraints that make or break a potentially good innovation. There are 2 types of constraints: behavioral and resources. Behavioral constraints are human obstacles, while resource constraints are material limitations. Behavioral constraints could be fear, energy level, or cognitive ability, while resource constraints can be time, money, and materials. Think of behavioral as physical, biological, and emotional, and resources as tangible or material. The greatest contributors to breaking out of constraints are to change how you look at the problem, behavior, or change how you solve the problem, resources. Let's take a look at the root cause worksheet that will help break constraints. Here is an example of the root cause worksheet, which will help break constraints. The identified problem is the cheer team needs to acquire new uniforms and equipment, but currently they have no money in their budget. So we ask 5 why questions. Why do we need new uniforms and equipment? We need new uniforms and equipment to attract new members. Why do we need to attract new members? So our team can grow and expand. Why do we need to grow and expand? So we can perform with more intricate and difficult stunts. Why do we want to cheer with more intricate stunts? We want to continue to recruit the most athletic and talented cheerleaders. Why do we want the best competitive cheerleaders on the team? So we can gain respect as a contributing team to the overall school spirit and reputation. And that is the root cause. Welcome back. You should know the root cause of your innovation. Now it's time to move on to pod development. Step 3, pod development. The objectives for this section are to identify several solutions that can help solve the problem and that can lead to an innovation, and use the pod development method to identify solutions. Identification of several different solutions to your problem can increase the likelihood of finding an innovation. This is a skill that helps you look at unrelated objects or events in a new way. That can lead you to an innovation. It is important to keep an open mind and be willing to accept odd and unusual things as possible paths to your innovation. Refer to your inventory report that was completed earlier in this course. Choose the area that you plan to work on for the pod development. When you're done with this exercise, you'll have 25 possible solutions. Level 1 example. Put your identified problem in the middle box. Fill in possible solutions to that problem in the boxes around it. Final pod. Here is an example of completed pod development. Welcome back. You've done a lot of work on solutions. Now it's time to move on to ideation. Step 4, ideation. The objectives for this section are to describe ways to connect different solutions to bring together prompts for innovation, and to narrow your focus on what could possibly work. Use your gut. Many great innovators swear by their gut instinct. For the upcoming exercise, believe in your gut. Take a good hard look at your pod development. Read the solutions. Think about what they really mean to your process of innovation. Instructions for your ideation worksheet. Use your gut to pick 3 supporting solutions from the final pod development worksheet. Write 1 supporting solution in each one of the boxes for the first ideation. Then force these ideas into one innovation. Use your imagination. Then write down the innovation and repeat 4 more times. Don't forget to rank them in order of preference from 1 to 5. Here is an example of the ideation worksheet. Welcome back. You should now have 5 new innovative solutions, ranked from 1 to 5, with 1 being your favorite. Now let's move on to tweaking those ideas to make them even better. Step 5, tweak. The objective for this section is to learn to incorporate strategies from others. Let's think about what others are doing with like-minded ideas and innovations. In this next workbook exercise, you will look at other people's innovations, businesses, causes, or services that are similar to yours. Identify the strategies that worked for them, and ask yourself how their strategies, or parts of their strategies, can work for you. Welcome back! Now that your innovation is making headway, let's set some goals for implementation. Step 6. Input. The objectives for this step are how to plan out your activities to test your innovation and to set goals to accomplish your innovation. Setting goals is not just a fancy term that is thrown around in business. Setting goals is a think and execute plan. Timelines, meetings, and actions that need to get done in a particular sequence to keep you organized. Most people know what SMART goals are because they are often used by entrepreneurs and business leaders, so I will go through them rather quickly before I expand them into smarter goals. S stands for specific. Specific means that it has to be clear enough that if someone else was to pick it up and read it, they would know exactly what your goal is. M stands for measurable. For example, if you wanted to lose weight, say 20 pounds, you could get on the scale and measure your progress. A stands for action. Action means what it means. Get up and make it happen. Sitting on the couch talking about it is not actionable. R is for realistic. This is the part where naysayers have a field day. Don't let them. Realistic means you are physically capable of doing it. T is for time. Setting time limits. If you do not set time limits to get things done, you will drift and never get anywhere. Now, let's make your SMART goals smarter. E is for environment. You must consider your innovation's effect on your environment and the people around you. This can include, but is not limited to, your family, friends, and employer. R is for reward. This is critical to any goal setting. You must regularly reflect on your hard work and dedication to the intrinsic motivation of your innovation. That is smarter goals. If you stick to these, you will definitely be more successful in obtaining your goals than if you were just smart. Review this slide for more information. You also want to pick an advisory board, or a group of people whose opinion you value. Choose people you trust to give you honest feedback. Choose from a wide range of diversity. Different people bring new and helpful suggestions. Their input can prepare you to understand where you will get acceptance and where you will get pushback as you bring your innovation to a wide span of people. Review this slide for more information. Welcome back. Setting goals should have given you a framework to innovate. Now let's move on to implement. Step 7. Implement. The objective for this section is to describe your innovation's value. A value proposition is a list of values your innovation brings to you, your family, your community, or your employer. How is your innovation going to help? Review this slide for more information. Welcome back! How's your innovation going? Let's measure. Step 8. Measure. The objectives for this step are to measure how well your innovation is doing and to fill out an evaluation for your innovation. Review this slide for more information. Here is an example of an evaluation. Welcome back! You're almost there. Present to the class a 5 to 7 slide PowerPoint of your tangible innovation. Listed on the screen are some suggestions for your presentation.